Diffusion pa lang, lumundag na at inaresto na kagad. Indirect co-perpetrator. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya principal, indirect pa.
Parang ganun po yung understanding.
Sino yung direct? Saan na yung direct? Ba't hindi inuna?
Alam naman natin lahat at alam nila na mali ang ginawa nila. Ginawa nila yon just to demolish political opponents.
Alam natin, pero iba-ibang pamamaraan ang ginagamit ng ICC para hulihin, dakipin at mag-serve ng warrant. So, ang sinasabi natin, siguro sina General Marbil, pagkat sila naman ang nakatanggap nito, walang contact or coordination sa ICC or Interpol bago March 11. Bago March 11, yung alas 3 ng umaga, na sinasabi po ninyo, talagang wala kayong ka-idea, walang notice, walang timbre, walang tawag, walang kaalam-alam ang Pilipinas tungkol dito.
Ma'am, can I answer that, ma'am?
Si General Marbil ang tinatanong po.
Okay,
Pwede kayong magdagdag, ma'am, ya?
Ma'am, wala po kaming communication with the ICC except for the PCTs lang po. We rely on the Philippine Center for Transnational Crime.
Teka, so kauna-unahang pagkaalam mo tungkol dito sa warrant mula sa Interpol, nung Marso 11, ika-11 ng Marso, tama ba?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Sigurado kayo, ha?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Oo, okay. So, but you just said na it doesn't go to you directly. Sabi mo, dumadaan muna sa transnational crime. Pwede ba natin tanungin ang ating head ng transnational crime? Andito po si Executive Director Alcantara. Kayo ba ang una nakatanggap nitong galing sa Interpol?
Magandang umaga po, Madam Chair. Tama po yun. Ang NCB Manila ang tumanggap po at 3 o'clock in the morning nung diffusion na sinasabi na may warrant of arrest na po ang ating dating Pangulo at yun po ang ginamit namin, pinan-out namin.
Tapos pinadala ninyo kaagad sa kapulisan?
Law enforcement agencies po ang mga pinadala natin, ang National Bureau of Investigation, ang Philippine National Police, ang Bureau of Immigration at pinadalang ko rin po ang Department of Justice.
Okay. Maraming salamat. At may dadagdag yata si Secretary John Vic.
Wala na, ma'am. Wala na, ma'am.
Okay. At was a red notice, itong tinatawag na red notice, iyon ba ang pinadala ng Interpol, Executive Director Alcantara? Kasi ang binanggit mo ngayon, diffusion.
Ang dumating po sa atin ay isang diffusion, isang commonly tinatawag na red diffusion.
Teka, ang pagkaalam ko, iba ang notice at iba ang diffusion. Iklaro po ninyo, alin na natanggap?
Ipapaliwanag ko po. Ang red notice po ay a request for international police cooperation that has been applied for by a member country or entity that are distributed to every member of the organization.
Opo, alam natin yon.
Okay,
pero
po.
ang sabi kanina, red notice ang natanggap. Ngayon ang sinasabi mo, hindi red notice, kundi diffusion lamang.
Tama po.
Alin ba talaga?
Diffusion po.
Walang red notice.
Nagkakaroon po ang general public or everybody ng
pero alam natin
confusion.
na hindi magkapareho yun.
It's equivalent po to a red notice.
Hindi po.
Ang red,
Mas alam ninyo ito sa akin. Ang diffusion po, hindi red notice. Tingnan lang natin ang website.
Ang diffusion po is a request for international police cooperation that is coming from an entity or another member country that is directed to another member country or several countries. Yung po ang pagkakaiba.
Sa member to member,
Opo.
it's an unverified report requesting for information, humihingi lang, makikipakilang sa kapwa member na kung maaari, tulungan ninyo kami. Pero hindi siya verified, hindi siya dumadaan sa kanilang commissioner, hindi siya pinopost sa website katulad ng red notice. Tama po ba?
It went through the police, of the organization's police database. Pumasok din po yon sa database.
Pumasok Pumasok sa database for unverified. Maliwanag
Oo.
siya, di ba?
Papaliwanag
Di ba
po
ganon?
na-
So, hindi po red notice ang natanggap, tama?
Diffusion po. Red
Diffusion.
And more technical po, it's a wanted person diffusion.
Tama.
More technical.
So, walang red notice. Kapag walang pag-diffusion lang, ang pagkaintindi natin, humingi lang ng impormasyon, di ba?
Hindi po. Meron po tinatawag na red diffusion, blue diffusion.
Oo, maraming kulay yun eh.
Yung sinasabi po niyo na humihingi lang ng impormasyon is blue diffusion.
Okay,
information.
may kulay ba ito? Yung pinadala sa atin, anong kulay ng diffusion?
Ito po ay wanted person diffusion.
So, walang red notice.
Hindi po siya red notice.
Nakatanggap pa tayo ng red notice at any point?
Itong pong wanted person diffusion na to, pagpasok po sa Interpol sa Leon, pa-process po ng notices and diffusion.
Opo, alam po natin yon. Alam natin yung procedure.
Ang kasunod
Madalas
po nun,
na natin ginawa yan eh.
Kasunod po nun, mag-i-issue sila ng red notice. But this
Teka.
time, dahil po may urgency, they decided na it will go through by
So
its
lumundag na
diffusion.
tayo mula sa diffusion, hindi man lang na-confirm, hindi man lang napagtibayan, hindi man lang nadaan sa commissioner nila, hindi man lang nailagay sa website o naging opisyal, lumundag na po tayo. Sa diffusion pa lang yan mo. Hindi, kasi inaamin ninyo, wala namang red notice kailanman.
It is our job to find it out immediately, disseminate immediately, because the nature of that diffusion is...
Bakit si Congressman Arnie Teves may red notice na, hindi pa natin nagagawa ng paraan?
Hindi ko po masagot.
Ma'am, yung kay Arnie Teves kaya ho siya nahuli sa East Timor ay dahil sa red notice. Yun ang dahilan.
Oo, klaro po yun, yung red notice. Kaya nga, ang pagkaintindi namin, red notice din ang sinasabi. Ngayon, lumalabas na wala kailanman na lumabas na red notice mula sa Interpol, kundi diffusion lamang.
Baka dahil ho sa panahon, kasi mabilis po ang pagganap ng lahat, yung mga pangyayari. Mabilis po nangyayari. Kaya marahil, sa ordinaryong pagkakataon, nandyan po ang red notice. Dito, wala akong pagkakataon marahil.
Madam Chair, gusto
So,
ko...
ibig sabihin, ang katotohanan, walang red notice. Mag-ingat po kayo, you're under oath, makokontempt po tayo. Dahil pagbibigyan natin, kasi sabi, red notice, yung pala, hindi red notice, nasa diffusion na po. There was no red notice and what was issued was merely a diffusion. Pakita po natin, may pagkakaiba yan, matindi. So, itong diffusion, hindi yan pinagtitibay ng Interpol Secretariat. Hindi dumaan sa commissioner. Tama po ba?
Meron pong disclaimer to say that it did not go to a review of the notices and task force diffusion. So, may disclaimer. Pero,
nag-mobilize ang pamahalaan ng libo-libo, 7,000 ang pinagmalaki na kapulisan para sa isang request for information ng Interpol na unverified. Pinahihingi lang. Walang sinasabing nagmamadali. Pero, lahat ng government resources, pinaandar na dahil sa simpleng request sa kapwa-membro. Tama po?
ang iko-correct ko po ay hindi information ang hinihingi po. It is a wanted person notice, diffusion notice. Diffusion.
Diffusion notice.
Wanted person po ang nandoon.
Okay, pakita natin. Medyo maliit ang letra, pero basahin natin. Pwede bang palakihin para mabasa na maigi pa? Okay. So, maliwanag, tama po na dumating ng 3:04 ba to?
Correct po. Tama.
Ng umaga,
Tama
Arian. Ang liwanag. Tapos, ang request dito, after prior consultation with the government of the Philippines. So, hindi totoo na March 11, 3 a.m. lang ninyo nalaman. Kasi nakasabi dito sa page 1, after prior consultation with the government of the Philippines who have agreed to comply with this request. Ibig sabihin, ang pamahalaan ay nakausap na, una, ikalawa, sumang-ayon na. So, ibig sabihin, ito formal transmittal lang. Walang sinasabi dito na biglaan ito. Kaya nga, March 10 pa lang 7,000 ng pulis na ang minobilize eh. Bakit sinasabing ganito?
Yung sinasabi po nyo na...
Hindi, binabasa ko lang to eh.
Opo. Ang matatanong po natin dyan ay yung nagpadala po yung nag-apply po, ICC. Sila po naglagay niyan eh. Hindi po tayo.
Ibig ko nagsisinungaling ang Interpol?
Hindi po Interpol ang nagsisinungaling. Yung gumawa
pero
po,
ang Interpol ang sinasabi ninyo eh. Sabi nila dito eh, itong diffusion ng Interpol pagkatapos ng konsultahan sa pamahalaan. Tapos sinasabi pa rito na hugas kamay ang Interpol at hindi pa sila gumagawa ng compliance review. Hindi pa nila naimbestigahan, hindi pa nila napapatunayan itong diffusion. At kung may duda, sabihan na lang sila kasi hindi pa daw nila naaasikaso.
Yan yung sinusunod nilang format, ma'am. Hindi ho lahat na sinasabi dyan ay gano'n na lang po ang katotohanan kasi nag-iingat lang po sila na makatabig sila na mali. Kaya marami ho silang paniguradong mga salita sa kanilang form letter. Form letter po yan eh.
Sasabihin nila na
Kagaya ho niya, nung sinabi na
meron silang
pagkatapos
konsultasyon,
makipag-ugnay sa gobyerno ng Republika ng Pilipinas, ang palaisipan ko po, sino ang kausap dito? Dahil hindi naman po kami ang kausap.
Sinasabi ninyo, palusot lang to, hindi to totoo?
Hindi po, yung
paano
form
tayo
letter.
maniniwala sa Interpol
Yun
nito?
po yung kanilang form letter. Kaya, kung ako, hindi ko alam talaga kung sinong kausap, pero may sinasabi po dyan na meron silang kausap. Pero ako, wala akong kaalaman.
Baka alam ng kapulisan, sino ho ang kausap, baka alam ni Secretary Anyo. Ang liwa-liwanag dito, hindi naman ako nagchichismis o naghahaka-haka. Ang liwanag eh. Nakausap na daw yung gobyerno at sumang-ayon na daw ang gobyerno na arestuhin. Paano ba to? At ito daw ay formal transmittal lamang. Ibig sabihin, nauna yun. Andyan eh, ang liwanag oh. Anybody wish to comment? Secretary Anyo, please. General Marbil. Bakit may prior consultation and assent? Bakit sumang-ayon ng mas maaga?
Well, Madam Chair, I'm not aware of any coordination of that, and I only learned of this diffusion and warrant of arrest in the morning of March 11. So, yun lang po.
So, lahat kayo, March 11, 3 a.m. O 3:04. Ito yata dito. Tama naman yun. Pero, Executive Director Alcantara,
Opo.
form letter ba to? Medyo specific to eh. Prior consultations with the government of the Philippines. Hindi siya form letter eh.
I cannot
Nakakita na rin
confirm
kami.
or deny,
Nakakita
but
na rin kami ng ganito
it looks like
eh.
a form letter.
Form letter?
No, it
Who have
looks
agreed
like-
to comply?
Oo.
Okay.
It's a genuine letter from the Interpol that came from the
Oo,
Interpol
tama.
system.
Verified naman to.
Opo.
Kaso nga lang, unang-una, diffusion lang siya. No such thing as red notice was ever received.
Ma'am,
Sabi mo, dahil sa kailangan i-expedite. Ikalawa, tinatanggi ninyo na merong prior consultation dito at saka acquiescence or agreement.
Hindi ko po masagot yung prior consultation. Ang masasagot
Wala,
ko po...
nandito lang.
Oh,
Ba't nila isusulat yan kung di totoo? Okay, basahin pa rin natin. Andito tayo, no? Ayan, si Senator Cayetano, maraming nakikita yata eh. Tapos sa page 2, no? Gusto ko lang matignan to, no? Kasi ang liwanag po nito eh. Ang sabi dito, basahin po natin yung page 2, ano? Ayan. The ICC has been mandated to investigate crimes against humanity. Pakitignan na lang po ang sumunod. Sige, itaas pa po yan. Indirect co-perpetrator. So, ibig sabihin, di siya principal, indirect pa.
parang ganun po yung understanding.
Sino yung direct? Saan na yung direct? Ba't hindi inuna? Pangkaraniwan ba to na hinuhuli muna yung indirect kaysa sa direct? Form lettering ba to?
Iba ho kasi yung legal language na ginagamit ng iba't ibang bansa sa kanila hong pagbibigay ng communication.
Tama po. Siyempre, iba-iba yan. At saka translated to in many languages.
Opo.
Pero yung indirect, sa palagay ko, kahit Frances man yan or High German, Swiss, ganyan pa rin indirect. Hindi siya principal.
Hindi kasi ho, ano nga eh, yung legal system po depende ho sa kanilang pagkasulat ng kanilang mga batas. Kasi kagaya ho sa atin, conspiracy po ang tawag natin dyan, di sa ating bansa. Co-conspirator po ang tawag sa isang taong participate sa isang krimen.
Ito, co-perpetrator.
Yun nga ho yun.
Pero
Marahil yun po yung definition niya ay lumalapit po sa ating definition na conspiracy sa ating bansa. So yun po yun. Marahil lagay natin sa konteksto na yun po ang kanilang lingwahe sa kanilang batas, sistema ng batas. Iba ho ang lingwahe natin dito.
Nako, kahit i-Frances yan, yung indirect, hindi direct, di po ba?
Oh, ganun din naman sa conspiracy.
Kaya nga. Kaya nga nagtataka lahat. Bakit siya unang hinuli? Bakit siya dinampot bigla? Hindi naman pala siya yung bida. Hindi naman siya yung kontrabida.
Pero sinabi ho na co-perpetrator.
Tama, pero
kasabwat. Sinabi ho diyang kasabwat.
Okay. Ngayon, tignan natin. Action to be taken. Locate and arrest with a view to extradition. Assurances are given extradition will be sought upon arrest of the person in conformity with national laws or the applicable bilateral and multilateral treaties. Ibig sabihin, hindi yung kidnapping or yung extraordinary
Hindi po kidnapping. Wala hong nangyaring kidnapping, ma'am.
Pero may extradition. Bakit
Hindi, meron ho dalawang option yan eh.
Ang haba ng proseso.
International humanitarian law gives us two options.
Walang nakasulat
There are two options under international humanitarian law.
I'm just
the first option is
about
extradition.
The diffusion,
No, I have to explain the law, ma'am. The international humanitarian law gives us two options: extradition or surrender. And we chose the surrender path, ma'am, not extradition.
So despite the myriad and ironclad commitments to Interpol, hindi tayo sumunod dito sa hinihingi.
Hindi ho sila familiar sa system natin.
Ang hinihingi nila, extradition, hindi surrender. Di po ba? Ang liwanag eh.
Iyan po ay kanilang sinasabi kasi iyan po ang customary law sa maraming bansa na extradition.
Kanina sinabi mo,
hindi, kaya nga,
customary law, yung procedural at administrative, hindi din
hindi, pero yun nga ho eh. Hindi nila alam yung ating batas eh. Hindi mo nila alam na meron tayong Republic Act 9851 na nagsasabi pwede extradition o pwede surrender. Ang pinili po namin executive action po, surrender po.
Tapusin muna natin yung sentence kasi meron pang karugtong. Extradition will be sought upon arrest of the person in conformity with national laws. Susunod tayo sa 9851.
Yes, sinunod dyan, 9851. And hindi extradition ang aming ginamit, kundi surrender.
Meron tayong iko-konsulta, Attorney Alexis Medina, sumulat ng iba't ibang libro tungkol sa international law at sabi niya, hindi tumbok sa extradition o surrender, hindi sila pareho. Kaya kinakailangan intindihin. Eto, na extradition, kaliwa-liwanag sa batas natin. Senator Cayetano, and thereafter we will consult Attorney Medina.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. I'll ask my questions mamaya po kasi may konti akong introduction why. Just to follow your point, was there or was there not cooperation here? On page 2 din kasi nakalagay din, assurances are given that extradition will be sought upon the arrest of the person in conformity with national laws and or application bilateral and multilateral treaties. Tapos this request is treated as a formal request for provisional arrest in conformity with national laws. So, yun lang ang question ko kasi dun sa una sabi hindi sila sumulat, hindi nyo alam kung sino nag-cooperate. Of course, I'll take your answers at face value and presumption of regularity unless it's inconsistent. So, dito lang sa action taken, so dito sa page 2, sinong nagbigay ng assurances? Tapos, nung na-receive natin to na this is to be taken as a formal request, did we take this as a formal request? I'll stop there just so that before we move to the treaty and tama ba yung surrender? I just want, factually lang, so to our knowledge, Secretary,
ano yan eh, form letter nga ho yan ng ICC. Yeah. In expectation po nila, walang ibang option kundi extradition. Pero hindi ho ganun ng bating batas eh. Our local law, Republic Act 1951, allows us an executive option.
Thank you.
So to your knowledge, SOJ, ma'am, para lang hindi malito ha, kasi dalawa yung Secretary Remulla, may I call you SOJ and may I call you SILG, just so that walang confusion. So sir, so to your knowledge, yung sinasabi nilang sa kabilang page at saka sa page na to na assurances were given, to your knowledge, that wasn't from the Philippine government?
Ano ho yan eh? Ang sinasabi po nila dyan, makakasiguro kayo na hihingi namin sa extradition ang taong yan na aming ginawang wanted.
But is that Interpol so did Interpol assure that?
Kasi ano ito eh, diffusion notice is not given to, pagkaya ng red notice buong mundo ho, nakukuha yan, itong diffusion notice limited to a few countries. And then, distinction.
And then sino po ang empowered to give them assurances that we will? Or is it standard?
Sila ho, standard, kaya nga form letter po nila yan eh.
Okay.
Form letter nila yan.
But when they say that there was assurances from us, is that a general assurance because we're member of Interpol, or meron nagsabi sa atin that we assure you?
They are the ones assuring us that they will seek the extradition.
Okay.
Sila po nag-assure sa atin.
Okay, gusto ko lang tapusin to, no? At sumunod kay Senator Cayetano. Yung sumunod na sentence, basahin po ninyo. The request is to be treated as a formal request for provisional arrest. Ibig sabihin, provisional. In conformity with national laws. So ang liwanag po, hindi yun ang nangyari kasi hindi naman provisional arrest, dinala na dun sa dahig. At saka in conformity with national laws, kapag yung Article 17 po ng RA 9851, hindi naman siya sumunod.
Ang provisional arrest po is only for extradition. Hindi po kasi extradition ang route natin.
Okay, pero natapos na tayo sa extradition, pinag-usapan na ni Senator Cayetano. Ang request lang dito, provisional arrest.
Kaya nga ho eh, ginagamit po yung
provisional
term.
Pa lang?
Ginagamit pong term na provisional arrest in conjunction with extradition. Eh hindi po extradition ang ating pinagdaanan dito.
Okay, nais kong tawagin ang ating eksperto dito, si Professor Alexis Medina, na nagpapaliwanag na yung surrender ay naiiba sa extradition at maliwanag yon sa lahat. Kaya't I'd like to recognize Attorney Alexis Medina po. You've written extensively on the distinction and application of surrender versus extradition. Ano ang nangyari kay Presidente Duterte? Surrender ba yan or extradition?
Thank you for the invitation, Honorable Madam Chair. Good afternoon, everyone, the Cabinet Secretaries and distinguished members of the executive branch. Okay. Also, Senator Cayetano, good afternoon, Senator Bongo, Senator Jingo Estrada. Going back to the question, there was the proposition that the immediate surrender of the person arrested to the jurisdiction of a foreign government, or foreign state, or international tribunal can be undertaken without judicial proceedings under 9851, Section 17. I respect the opinion of our hardworking and brilliant Secretary of Justice, but nevertheless, I respectfully disagree. Surrender without judicial proceedings might amount to a violation of the liberty of abode that is guaranteed by Section 6 of the Bill of Rights. The liberty of abode cannot be impaired without a lawful order of the court. That's the text of the Constitution. Now, this constitutional protection is a barrier for any government action that would simply compel an individual to change his residence. So to compel a person, to expel a person from his country of residence without a lawful court order, by excluding the judicial process, might amount to a violation of the liberty of abode. Now, surrender as an option under Section 17 is applicable only in very narrow situations. One is when the person to be arrested has already voluntarily surrendered to the custody of the national government, in which case that negates the necessity of the extradition process. The other option is when the person to be arrested is actually an alien, in which case there's no need to go through the extrajudicial process. It's only a deportation process which does not involve a court proceedings. So in those two instances, surrender without court proceedings would be possible. Other than those proceedings, it would be very difficult to maintain that is sanctioned by the Constitution.
So
Thank
ang
you, Your Honor.
sinasabi po ninyo, dalawa lang pagkakataon na pwede mag-surrender. Kung yung mismong akusado at arestado ang nagsusumite sa pamahalaan, yun, pwede yun.
Yes po.
Kusa niya yun.
Yes.
Ikalawa, kapag banyaga,
Yes po.
hindi naman Pilipino,
Yes po.
deport, executive action yun.
Yes po.
Mabilis, walang kailangan na korte-korte.
Yes po.
So yun lang, wala na pong ibang exception, wala na pong ibang sitwasyon kung saan pwedeng surrender. Kasi pinagpipilitan na sinuko ang Pangulong Duterte ng pamahalaan sa Interpol. Yun ang pagkaintindi ko sa sinasabi kanina. Sinasabi ninyo, hindi po pwede yun. Dalawang pagkakataon lang ang po pwede isuko ang isang Pilipino. Yung isa pa nga, hindi sa Pilipino. Attorney Medina po.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I stand by my statement. There may be possibilities that surrender can happen in other situations, but certainly surrender of a person necessarily requires the lawful order of the court. And this requirement is consistent with the policy of the Constitution that whenever there's a deprivation of liberty, court intervention, judicial proceedings, judicial process is a requirement because the right to liberty is placed in an exalted status in our constitutional system. Hindi po pwedeng, the Constitution does not contemplate exclusion of the court process in depriving a person of his right to liberty.
Kung hindi pwedeng isuko ang isang Pilipino na hindi pumapayag, hindi naman voluntary, ang ibig mo sabihin, ang iba pang pagkakataon, extradition na.
Yes,
That's the only legal process to enforce surrender to the ICC. I-extradite na kapag Pilipino ka. Tama po ba?
I agree, Madam Chair. Thank you. And extradition is a judicial proceedings. It involves judicial proceedings po.
We'd like to recognize the Vice President, Sara Duterte, please, online. Given the difference in time.
Senator Amy.
Yes, maraming salamat. At kung pwedeng ipaliwanag lamang ng ating Vice Presidente, kung bakit sinasabi ninyo na kidnapping or extraordinary rendition ang sinasabi. At gusto rin natin malaman yung tungkol sa warrant. Kayo na lang ang mag-umpisa. Salamat.
Opo, Senator Amy, may I be allowed to read the statement?
Yes, please. Please do so.
Okay, thank you. Apo. Mga kababayan, on March 11, 2025, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte was forcibly taken by the Philippine National Police upon his arrival at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. He was brought to Villamor Air Base, a military air base, detained for nearly 12 hours, and then flown out of the country on a private jet to The Hague, all allegedly because of a warrant issued by the International Criminal Court. This was patently an illegal arrest. This constitutes extraordinary rendition. A Filipino citizen, a former president, was taken into custody without a valid warrant issued by a Philippine court, without due process and without any legal basis under our laws. The Constitution is clear. Section 2, Article 3 of our Constitution explicitly states, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures of whatever nature or for any purpose shall be inviolable, and no search warrant or warrant of arrest shall issue except upon probable cause to be determined personally by the judge after examination under oath or affirmation of the complainant and the witnesses he may produce, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. This means that for an arrest to be lawful, it must be carried out pursuant to a warrant issued by a Filipino judge of a Philippine court. Nasaan po ang warrant of arrest na inisyu ng hukuman ng Pilipinas? Wala. Without a valid warrant from a Philippine court, this was at best a warrantless arrest. Under the rules of court, warrantless arrests are only permitted in 3 instances: in flagrante delicto, hot pursuit, and escaped prisoner. None of these circumstances applied to the case of the former president. So, what was the legal basis of his arrest? The authorities acted solely on an ICC warrant, a document that has no legal effect in the Philippines unless reviewed and validated by a Philippine court. In fact, even assuming without conceding that the government itself wished to recognize and enforce the ICC's warrant, it still violated the Rome Statute itself. Even by ICC standards, the former president should have been brought before a Philippine judge to determine the validity of his arrest before he was handed over to a foreign court. Under Article 59 of the Rome Statute, a state party which has received a request for arrest and surrender shall immediately take steps to arrest the person in question in accordance with its laws and the provisions of Part 9, and shall bring that person before the competent judicial authority in that state. Yan ang sinasabi ko paulit-ulit nung nasa labas ako ng gate ng Villamor Air Base. And why was this not done? If they claim to abide by international law and standards, then why did they conveniently choose to ignore this provision? The fact remains that we are no longer a state party to the Rome Statute. We are no longer a member of the ICC. In fact, in a letter dated December 15, 2023, the President himself wrote to me, with respect to your concerns, legal or otherwise, on the investigation to be conducted by the International Criminal Court into the previous administration's war on drugs, I remain steadfast in my resolve that the jurisdiction of the ICC over the Republic of the Philippines after the effectivity of its withdrawal therefrom is very much in question. To this end, this government will not assist the ICC in any way, shape, or form. So if the government itself has declared non-cooperation with the ICC, why did the PNP violate this very policy and enforce a foreign warrant? Even granting for the sake of argument that we have some duty to cooperate with either the ICC or Interpol, does that duty override the fundamental rights of every Filipino enshrined in our Constitution? What happened on March 11, 2025 is not just about one man. It is about all of us. It is about the country. If a former president can be taken without due process, what stops them from doing the same to any other Filipino? Therefore, we must dare to ask more questions. Under whose authority did the PNP act? Why did they enforce a foreign warrant without a Philippine court order? Why didn't they at least bring PRRD before a judge as required by the Rome Statute itself? Even more disturbing is the silence of the armed forces of the Philippines. Why did the AFP stand idly by while a former commander-in-chief was taken from a military base under questionable circumstances? How could they allow a foreign tribunal to override on our constitutional guarantees? We have now lost a former president. I pray that we do not lose the country next. Your Honor, Senators Cayetano and Marcos and other senators present, alam naman natin lahat at alam nila na mali ang ginawa nila. Ginawa nila yon just to demolish political opponents. This is all about politics. The administration is using government resources, the ICC, to demolish the opposition. Wala na tayong argument. Mali ang ginawa. Ang tanong ngayon, ano ang gagawin natin para maibalik ang dating Pangulo sa Pilipinas? Kasi nag-iisa ako ngayon dito na gumagawa ng paraan para maibalik ang ating dating Pangulo sa ating bayan. Thank you.
Maraming salamat sa ating Vice Presidente at hindi kayo nag-iisa. Lahat tayo ay naghahanap ng solusyon sa napakakomplikadong pangyayari. Ano sa palagay mo yung nakita ninyong ICC warrant? Kailan ba ipinakita? May sinabi si Counsel o Attorney Medialdea na hindi daw pinakita kay Pangulo Duterte hanggang sa kahuli-hulihan at redacted form pa daw. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, Honorable Senator Marcos, ang nangyari kasi, merong ICC warrant. It was diffused to Interpol. It was given to Philippine authorities. Hindi siya nagkaroon ng red notice. Kaya yung ibang bansa, hindi nila alam. Wala silang notice na merong ganong warrant. Ang nangyari, ICC, Interpol binigay sa Philippine authorities. And the Philippine authorities or the Philippine National Police, in-implement nila yung warrant diretso doon sa akusado, hindi nila dinala sa korte natin dyan sa ating bansa.
Tama po. At yan ang pinag-uusapan namin kanina ni Executive Director Alcantara ng Transnational Crime na ang pinadala lamang ay isang diffusion. Ito ang kauna-unahang pagkakataon na ang warrant of arrest was honored by a member state. Samantalang diffusion pa lang to. Wala pang compliance review, wala pang ibinibigay sa secretariat ng Interpol, walang task force yung Interpol at walang kaalam-alam yung commissioner ng Interpol. Ang sabi nga ng Interpol, si Presidente Duterte ay hindi wanted ng Interpol. Wanted daw siya ng ICC. Pinadala lang daw sa kanila. As a matter of fact, under Article 97, Section 4 of Interpol's own rules on the processing of data, it is very clear that there are so many requirements before any action can be taken. Kung pwede, ipakita natin ang itsura ng isang diffusion versus isang red notice. Ibang-iba po yun. Ni walang red notice at yung diffusion, parang sabi nga ni VP, parang tinimbre lang sa mga kasama sa Interpol ng mga miyembro. Hindi dinaan sa mismong review. So, nais natin pag-usapan at tanungin kay Executive Director. Tama po ba yun? Diffusion is something not yet verified per the articles on processing data. Tama po ba yun? Kasi yan ang rules ng Interpol, hindi po ba?
Ang diffusion po ay sa Article 97 ng Rules on Processing of Data is a standardized request
Tama.
to arrest, detain, or restrict movement
Right.
of accused.
Tama, pero
Tama
hindi pa siya verified, hindi pa siya naimbestiga at hindi pa nailalagay bilang opisyal. Wala pang task force, wala pang compliance review.
Pero hindi po ibig sabihin noon na wala siyang value.
Pero mismo yung Interpol, sinasabi po sa atin na first time daw na yung member state agad-agad in-acknowledge. Wala pa namang kaalam-alam. Ang mismong Interpol Secretariat, walang kamuang-muang kasi between states lang to, ICC lang at Interpol.
Whether it is a red notice or wanted person diffusion, obligado po tayong mag-comply. Hence, our job in the NCB is to distribute the diffusion notice.
Nandyan, pinapakita natin yung red notice sample versus yung diffusion order. Ibang-iba po, di ba, yung itsura?
Magkaiba po.
Magkaiba, yung kay Arnie Teves yan, tsaka ito kay PRRD, ibang-iba po.
Magkaiba po.
Talagang hindi sila.
Magkaiba
So,
po.
admitido po ninyo, walang red notice?
Yung red notice po, wala po siyang red notice.
Walang dumating,
merong tinatawag po na
O, tama.
red
so,
diffusion.
Kung ganun, sinasabi, tulad ng sinabi ni VP, maobligasyon ang ating pamahalaan mag-cooperate, tumulong sa lahat ng request. Yung request, hindi naman ang galing sa Interpol. Pinapaliwanag nga ng Interpol. Hindi naman amin wanted yan. Ang sinasabi, Philippines is obliged to cooperate when in fact it came from ICC. Paulit-ulit tayo kanina sa ICC, walang jurisdiction dito sa Pilipinas. Ba't natin kinikilala? FPRRD was not wanted by Interpol. It was neither verified or approved. Hanapin mo sa buong database ng Interpol, walang lumalabas. Hanggang ngayon, it's not there. Read out the email address from the letter. Nakita mo yung letter? ICC ang nakasulat. Walang Interpol kahit sa mismong diffusion. Anong obligasyon ng Pilipinas? Kapag hindi tayo nag-comply sa isang diffusion, anong mangyayari sa atin? Hindi na tayo bahagi ng Interpol? Paparusahan tayo? May parusa po ba?
Not necessarily. Hindi po ganon.
Kapag diffusion, what will happen?
Gaya po na nasabi ko kanina, ang diffusion po at requesting for looking for wanted persons, pareho lang po na ng red notice.
Hindi po pareho yun.
Ang hindi lang po siya,
Liwanag
ang pagkakaiba po niya.
Kababasa mo lang ng Article 97, pambihira ka naman, sir.
May pagkakaiba nga po eh.
Kaya
kasi
nga.
yung red notice has to be processed by the
Pero di ba yung kay
notices.
Congressman Arnie Teves, red notice na. Ayan, dinadaan pa rin sa proseso ng maliit at mahirap na bansa katulad ng Timor-Leste. Ayaw pa rin nila pumayag. Dahil ang sabi nila, dadaan muna ito sa korte natin. Ngayon tayo, lumundag tayo sa diffusion. Ano bang commitment natin? Anong mangyayari sa atin? Sinabi na natin, ICC has no jurisdiction. Tapos, ICC warrant has no effect. Tama ba yun? Di ano ngayon yung Interpol? May obligasyon ba tayo sa Interpol? Diffusion pa lang to.
Obligado po. Obligado.
Bakit obligado? Anong mangyayari kung di tayo sumunod?
Katulad din po yan ng mga ibang red notices na hindi natin nakukuha, but obligado rin po tayo.
Ano nga mangyayari? Anong parusa? Papaluin ba tayo? Tatanggalin ba tayo sa Interpol? Iisnabi na tayo ng buong kapulisan ng buong mundo?
Hindi ko po masasagot yung gagawin ng Interpol sa atin, but masasabi ko po we have to comply with both the diffusion and the red notice.
You have to.
We need to.
At
we
the
need
risk
to.
of what sanction?
We need to. We need to. Ayan po yung kwan eh. We
Okay.
exert our maximum effort to comply with those requests.
Nakakagulat lang po dahil kasi eto nga may obligasyon daw pero diffusion lang to at sabi ng Interpol first time daw nga nila na diffusion pa lang lumundag na at inaresto na kagad. Pero parang hindi naman to biglaan eh kasi General Marbil may memo kayo ng March 10, di po ba? May memo kayo sa kapulisan na mag-mobilize na agad-agad. Libo-libong pulis ang pinamobilize kahit hindi pa ninyo alam na may warrant.